Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for this opportunity to testify on the confirmation resolution of Antwan Wilson as Chancellor of DC Public Schools. My name is Vanessa Bertelli, and I am the Executive Director of DC Language Immersion Project, a not-for-profit working to improve opportunity for DC and its residents by preparing a 21st century ready, linguistically and culturally competent workforce through the systemic, equitable, and socioeconomically integrated implementation of programs like dual language. In commenting on behalf of DC Immersion, I would like to address the three main priority areas set out in the Chancellor Research Committee Engagement Report issued in October 2016. Reduce the achievement gap, increase opportunities for all students, and increase parent and community engagement and communication. Additionally, because the report specifically mentions the need to improve, increase, and sustain innovative educational options such as bilingual education, I respectfully ask the Council Committee on Education to allow Mr. Wilson to express his views about bilingual education and his experience around these programs. The first priority, reduce the achievement gap. We hope that if confirmed, Mr. Wilson will focus on proven initiatives with data and longitudinal research, and that these initiatives will be implemented strategically and systemically. Below is data on the other side, on the other page is data provided by the Office of the State Superintendent for Education, which seems to indicate that what is being found in longitudinal studies across the country is also true in DC. Students in dual language programs achieve at higher rates than their peers in non-dual language programs. The report specifically points out that closing the achievement gap will lead to improvement in many other priority areas, like increasing graduation rates, college enrollment, career readiness, and we believe that this is particularly true if the achievement gap is narrowed through language programs. Partner language proficiency and competency in a foreign culture are directly related to access to college and jobs, as linguistic and cultural competence become a requirement for many jobs, especially in DC. Mr. Wilson recently stated his intention to double down on access to career and jobs for all students. We hope that if confirmed, he will look at how to do that through the lens of critical 21st century skills. If we look at the second priority, which is increase of opportunity for all students, I would like to point you to the map on the next page that shows geographic locations of existing programs vis-a-vis share of households with income under 40K. The inequity is startling, and that is mainly for two reasons. Currently, only 20% of DC's English language learners are in dual language programs, despite everybody agreeing on the fact that these are the best programs for this population. And two, at the same time, nearly all socioeconomically disadvantaged African-American children are excluded from the dual language conversation, despite researchers saying that dual language programs benefit disadvantaged Black students too. Mr. Wilson recently mentioned his love for DC's diversity and his desire for equity. We hope that if confirmed, Mr. Wilson will open up opportunities for all students by providing greater access to and equity in dual language education, by leveraging DC's diversity and by using demand for these programs as a tool to translate the socioeconomic diversity that exists in our neighborhoods to our neighborhood schools. If we look at the third report priority, to increase parent and community engagement, the report also highlights that improvements need to include greater transparency and more effective communication. As an organization that promotes parental and community education and that relies heavily on data and research, DC Immersion believes this is paramount. We hope that Mr. Wilson, if confirmed, will engage in true engagement by making sure that research is conducted to better understand parental demand expressed in processes such as the common lottery, to collect and report data that we already have to inform discussion around education, and to make better use of data that DCPS already has, whether from previous engagements or from testing or other. Even better, if DC is serious about parental engagement, it should actively support legislation along the lines of what recently passed in California. The state of California now mandates that schools in which families of 20 or more students in any grade or 30 families across all grades request a dual language program must provide such a program. If that is not engaging and valuing the input of parents, what is? Over the past 2 years, my colleagues and I have had the pleasure of working with many DCPS teachers, staff, and officials who understand the value of dual language programs in narrowing the opportunity gap. We hope that, if confirmed, Mr. Wilson will harness the skill and passion of so many of his staff to implement a visionary initiative based on empirical evidence and build a dual language education system in the District of Columbia.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.